Is obesity now considered progress? Not in my program, it's not. Let's talk about that in this week's episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome back for another Every Damn Week podcast. This is John Kirby, and we are going to tackle a new topic this week. We're going to talk about the epidemic of obesity. And, in part of Every Damn Day, we talk about making progress every day, and we make progress physically, mentally, spiritually. All three are connected. Where does obesity play in this? And I share this because I do deal with being overweight, and I do have that problem. I really had that problem earlier this year. I ended up putting on probably about 30 to 35 pounds since my father passed away. And a lot of that, comfort eating. I was eating junk food. I was eating stuff to make myself feel better emotionally, mentally. Yeah. A little cake would feel really good. Have that chocolate bar. Have a little extra peanut butter on the sandwich. Have sugar. Have something that will, dope my mind up and make me feel better. And so, yeah, I have that problem. And I put on a ton of weight during the time I was mourning and trying to get over the loss of my dad. This is obviously, I ended up getting up to about 265 pounds. And I was, feeling pretty miserable, and it was affecting my body physically, mentally, and emotionally. I mean, emotionally, I look in the mirror, I look at myself and I go, ugh, I look terrible. And the self-esteem would start going down, and I'd start feeling miserable about myself. I'm like, calling myself names and having I call myself a fat pig. That doesn't accomplish anything, but it certainly makes me think about it and realize I'm not happy with myself. I don't feel good. I have a choice to accept that or to do something about it. But recently, I watched an episode of Bill Maher. And in this, actually, it's a little clip of Bill Maher where he's talking about fat acceptance. And in today's society, being obese is now acceptable. Why? Why is this acceptable? And the reason it's acceptable is because it is viewed as it's who I am. It's who I choose to be. So I don't have to worry about it. Because of who I am, it's what I'm going to be moving forward. And it's okay. It's fine. Well, yeah, is it really okay to eat poorly because it's just who I am? Is that really a good thing? Is it okay to make this acceptable behavior? Well, let's kind of dive into that. And I want to share a clip from that episode. And let's go over a few statistics here that he was willing to share with us here, which were great.
Poor diet is the leading cause of mortality in the United States. New York Times. Okay. Of course, we're talking about heart disease and cancer and diabetes, but also, as COVID has taught us, obesity is horrible for the immune system, which is why those numbers were off the charts during the pandemic. That's a catastrophe. It's literally a national security issue now. Military recruitment is down by the most since the end of the draft because mainly 17 to 24-year-olds are too fat to fight. At some point, acceptance becomes enabling. And if you're in any way participating in this joyful celebration of gluttony that goes on now, you have blood on your hands. Full stop.
And I agree. Acceptance is enabling a behavior. And, I'm not trying to fat shame. I'm fat. Why should I, say, you're awful as a person because you're fat? That's not true. I'm a great person and I'm overweight. I'm not hugely overweight because I've made some changes in my lifestyle, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But the fact is that we're people. We're weak. We do things because for whatever reason. And it's important in every damn day that we do things to make progress, and putting on weight is not progress. That's the wrong kind of progress. It should be reversing those gears and making the changes we need to make in our lives to not be susceptible to these diseases. I mean, you look at the statistics that were shown here, and it showed that everybody who was obese during the COVID years was at, and still is, at risk to having COVID either make it very difficult for them to recover from it or even die. But it's also beyond that. It's also the fact that it's the leading cause of heart disease and cancer. Sugar is known to be a contributor to cancers. It's becoming more and more of a topic where where you eat a lot of sugars, and that's going to cause those types of things to happen if you don't moderate sugar intake. Insulin levels become a problem. That's been my problem. Is I have high insulin resistance, and because I would just take in tons of things that had sugar in it, or that would process into sugar, and so the insulin would just go up. So for me this year, I decided to make some serious changes in the way I eat. And these were pretty drastic compared to what I've done. I have dieted over the years. I have hovered in the 210s to 230s for a while. And then just, like I said, I got up to 265. I just pushed way past. That's the highest I've ever been, was around a 265. So I made a choice that I didn't want to be fat. I didn't want to be overweight, because I couldn't even easily put on my shoes. I couldn't suck in my gut to put my shoes on. It was difficult. And when I did, I ended up, having to hold my breath or suck in my gut as much. It was just so difficult. Another reason why being at 265 was a problem, I tried to do leg presses with the leg press machine. I had so much fat in my gut that it injured my ribs. It injured my ribs, and it hurt for about 2 weeks. That's a miserable state, and I did not like being in that state. So I don't call that progress. Because of my choices, that's okay to just say, oh, you know what, it happens. I'm fat. It's all right. No, it's not okay. It means I need to take better care of myself. I need to be better and make progress physically to be a better person, because it all connects together. So I made a point to go back into focusing heavy on gym work and cardio work. I do more cardio now, actually, than I do showing up and doing weight training. I didn't eliminate it. I still do weight training, but I'm doing more cardio now because there's just beyond just the weight benefits. There's the heart and lung benefits, and I have heart issues, so I need to maintain that and strengthen that up. So cardio helps that. But I've also working out, folks, is only a part of the picture. It's only a small part of the picture, actually. Diet is a bigger part of it. And I changed my diet, and I changed it significantly. I used to make sure to eat 4, 5, 6 times in a day. Boy, was that a bad idea. That was a horrible idea. And I wasn't really particular about the types of foods I was eating either. I didn't care. I really didn't care. And my wife's a baker. She bakes things like, cakes and cookies and oh, that is so not good for my diet. And I know that I have high insulin, and that was causing so much of a problem for me. I went to a more keto diet. I haven't gone 100% keto, but I've gone on a more keto diet, and I've shrank my eating window to do intermittent fasting. I've been doing this now for about 3 to 4 months. I've lost 25 pounds. And I'm really happy with the progress. Not only am I happy with the progress of losing 25 pounds, I'm happier because I can put my shoes on easier now. I still struggle slightly, but my gut has shrank. My gut doesn't hang out as much. I've gone down 1 pant size, almost 2, because of that. And, I just find that I can walk up and down stairs easier now. I'm not as tired. I'm not as fatigued as I used to be. And I sleep better. And overall, I feel happier. And I still have a little bit of a gut. I have a dad bod. I definitely have a dad bod. I still have more weight to lose. I'm about 240 now. And my goal is to get down to about 210, which with my muscle mass will put me probably around the 20% body fat realm. I'm probably sitting at about 27% right now, give or take, maybe 26%. I need to keep going, and I need to keep at it. And that's part of my progress every damn day. Now, I'm going to show you tell you about the alternative here. The alternative is basically how my dad lived. My dad weighed, probably at his highest weight, almost 400 pounds. And he got up to that point probably just a little bit before he passed away, before all of his health problems began. But he was overweight for the last really almost 25 years of his life. And the problem with that was it impacted his health, his overall health. He would choose to eat Twinkies. I'd go visit him at his apartment, and we'd have Twinkies and Ho-Hos and Ding Dongs sitting on the counter. And that was a pretty regular thing. But he didn't have a problem with it. He was okay with it because he's like, oh, I can't help myself. Or my body, doesn't know anything else. In the end, he was so overweight that he got sick and couldn't battle everything he was dealing with. It just wasn't working. As a result, that's really what killed him. He had pneumonia and he had other problems that were coming up. And because of his weight, he couldn't walk. He couldn't get his circulation up. And because of all that, he ran into problems. And then he died. There's a USA Today article that I do want to, or USA article that Bill Maher shares that really concerned me. And I want to share that with you right now.
USA Today actually wrote the sentence, "Science hasn't yet figured out how to solve obesity." And Ted Kyle concurs, saying, "We don't know how to blunt the rise in obesity because we don't know precisely what the factors are that are causing it." Yes, what could it be? What? Damn it, this is a hard one.
That just baffles me. How is it that people can truly believe that there is no science that can prove this? It's called, what do you put in your mouth? It's very simple. And Bill Maher he's hit it dead on. He's absolutely dead on about this. This is crazy, where people are trying to make it seem as though, there's no answer to this. There's no solution. Yeah, there is. It's called take responsibility and actually own it. You own it. And every damn day you own it. I owned that I was not taking care of myself. And therefore, I made a choice to do better. And I encourage, if you're struggling with weight loss, I encourage you to just, if whatever you're doing is not working, you're going to have to take the drastic step. That's the progress you may have to take. It's possible for anybody to lose weight. My father used to say he could never lose weight, and I'm his DNA, and I'm proving otherwise. I can lose weight, and I've been able to do it. And I know that you can too. Make sure to take care of your body. Your body is so important for your mind and your emotional states as well. Thank you for watching this week, and we will catch you in the next episode. Thank you.